This is your crochet hook. You hold it with your dominant hand, in my case, my right hand. I really like this model here. It has a flat surface that indicates where you're supposed to hold. I like to address my crochet hook as a lazy guy. And this is the face, the forehead, the chin, put it on the side, the chin, and the neck. I sometimes say that the hook will be looking at me, which means this one, looking down and looking up. Sometimes you even look back like this and then look up, look back at me. I say it's a lazy guy because your hook really likes to be laying down like this in the horizontal position, sometimes even with the foot up, just like a lazy guy. It will give you a hard time if you try to put it standing while you're crocheting. So let's get started. I'll hold my yarn with my dominant hand on the tip here, the very end, and then I'll stick my pointy finger from my other hand and I'll wrap around it twice, and I'll leave a long tail here, about 10 centimeters at least. So I'll hold these two ends with my 3 fingers and I'll grab my loop that is closer to my hand and move it on top of the other loop, grab the other loop up and out of my finger. So now I'll let go and I'll hold the 2 ends together and pull it. So I have here my slip knot. This tail here makes the knot tighter, and the tail that is connected to my yarn ball, I call this the yarn tail. If I pull it, I make my loop smaller, 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 and if I keep pulling, it's undone. Let's do it again. So I'll hold the tail here, the end tail, and I'll wrap it around my pointy finger twice. Now I'll hold everything with my 3 fingers like this, grab the one that is closer to my hand over, grab the other one up and out of my finger and pull the 2 ends, and I have my slip knot here. Okay, so now I'll put my hook through that loop and I'll treat it like a necklace. I don't want it to be a very, very tight necklace here, otherwise it might hurt my little guy. And I don't want it to be too loose that if I put my little guy down, it will fall off. So nice and tight, just like a necklace. I will just hold this tail together with my little guy just for now. And I'll leave the long tail, the yarn tail that is connected to my yarn ball here. And I'll show you how to hold it efficiently. You grab your 3 fingers and you hug the yarn just like so. So I have my pointy finger and my thumb free to go. Now I will dive in my pointy finger and I'll release my middle finger and thumb and I'll do a pinch here. So middle finger and thumb will be all the time doing a pinch right here. Okay, so I'll hug with the 3 fingers, dive in my pointy finger, and with my middle finger and thumb, I'll pinch the little knot. So this will be a nice, comfortable position for you to hold your yarn. Move it like this a little bit. Okay, so you want the hook to be looking at you and preferably in the horizontal here. It's a lazy guy. Remember that. If you try to leave it standing up, it will give you a hard time. So we want it to be like this. So you want a space here of this yarn that has a certain tension. You adjust this tension according to how you hold the pinky and your ring finger here. Some people like wrapping this one around the pinky. You can do that. If you have very skinny fingers, that might help. Or you can just hold those 2 fingers like so. Okay, So I will cross my hook in front of the yarn, and my little guy, the hook, will look up and look back and hook the yarn and look back at me. That's how you yarn over. Now I'll bring it closer to my loop, and the hook will look down and pull through from the chin. Can you see I didn't do any effort or pull it hard to pull through? It's a smooth movement. It all depends on my hook being on horizontal, just laying down. So I'll look back and look back at me, okay? And I pull it closer, and when I'm almost there, my hook will look down and pull through. So I'll repeat that movement many times. My hook will look back and will look down, look back and look down. This movement, when we describe the crochet stitch, and this is the foundation chain, we say I yarn over and I pull through. Yarn over, pull through. Can you see it's a movement on the face of my hook? My hook looks back and yarn over and look back at me and pull through. Looks back, look back at me, and when it's almost pulling through, it looks down, so the chin of the hook goes through the loop. And I do this by turning my hook, and every time my pinch moves too far away from my hook, I move my pinch and I hold it closer to my hook. And that's how I do it. This is the foundation chain. I recommend you to practice this until you achieve a nice and even tension on your chain. You want your chain to look like this, nice and even, not too tight, because you need space to build the next row on it. So keep practicing.